Hello and welcome to episode 23, podcast number 23 of SL Aviation Network podcast, and I hope everybody is doing well. I hear the big horn going off, so I guess it is exactly 12 p.m. here in Second Life. We are at beautiful St. Aubrey Airport, back to our home base again. And we have the two of the airport owners here, and we're getting ready to do a slam bang podcast here today. I think I've got a good feeling about it, as always. So I'll go around and let everybody say hello before we get started here. Let me get back to the screen. So how's everyone doing today? Hello? AW, how are you?
Hello.
Okay, I was afraid I'd lost everybody there for a second.
Yeah, we're just waiting for you to call the roll. So I'm doing good, and we haven't been here in a while.
Yeah, it's been
so many different places. Now we're back here, and it doesn't look like all that much has changed.
No, they did redo the textures and stuff on the interior, I think, and in the hangars and everything. Looks really good. I gotta fix my camera here just a second. Sorry, folks. My joystick was my controller's acting up. I'm just gonna use my camera controls here. Hear me double. Why do you hear me double? Who do you hear double, me or? I've only got
You're probably
one.
Hearing through.
Let's see if you hear both of us double.
Okay. Yeah, so you're probably got YouTube and Discord up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Because I've got two microphones, but I've got the other one muted, so I don't use it all the time.
Yeah, you should just mute. If you're hearing us double on your end, just mute YouTube.
Yeah. Better. Because it'll be a little delayed on the on YouTube. Okay, so you got a good presentation for us today here, AW, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. I haven't watched the whole video, but I did bring it up to make sure it was working okay. So.
Well, it's definitely G-rated.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Metmez is double listening. Well, hope you can figure it out. Mr. Bull O'Grady, good to have you back again. It's been a while. How are you doing?
Yeah, fantastic. Weather's great. I don't know where you guys are living, but wow. It's supposed to be.
I'm living in a place where I would never say that.
Well, it's usually cool. I mean, but it's going to be close to 90 tomorrow. Hell, I'm going to have to turn on my air.
You must be in the Midwest.
Yeah, South Dakota.
Yeah. South Dakota, okay. Yeah, you're a little...
Yeah, I heard about
west.
That. It was going to be 80-something. And
yeah, it's 75 today, I think. I don't know. It's great.
Yeah, that's about what it is here, too. It's 75.
Well, I heard a couple days ago, I was watching a show on YouTube about the sun that was throwing a whole bunch of storms and stuff our way, so I'm assuming that's what it is. But that usually is what happens. But yeah, because it's gonna slam cold again in a couple days.
Yeah,
get back to normal.
Yeah,
we don't really get this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
we get the cold part.
We had
what
the
part of the country you in?
I'm on the receiving end of the lake effect part of New York State.
Yeah, they get a lot of snow up there. Wow.
Yeah, snow, rain, you name it.
So that'd be northern New York or?
Central.
Central.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're up north, actually you don't get as much lake effect.
Yeah. I'm in Indiana, so we get remnants of what you guys get out west there sometimes. Sometimes it's calmed down a little bit by the time it's got here.
You're about the same as we are in the same as far as I don't know which way I get them confused. Latitude?
Yeah.
Goes
About the same distance
horizontal?
north, yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
north-south one.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's good. We had, was it last week? It got up to 70 some degrees, and then it got cold, and then it was down to 18 degrees the next day, and we were all grumping around here. We thought this was over with.
No, we could. Oh man, we could get cold again. So it could be below zero in a couple of weeks. You know?
Yeah, especially out there. When I think of that area, I think of that as our Siberia.
Yeah. Well, it gets hot. It gets cold. Up in the higher hundreds, and then down to the 20 below without the chill factor.
Oh wow, yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty much every year.
You gotta be tough to live out there, don't you?
Well, yeah, we don't mess around.
That's good. Kyle, I hear you slurping on your energy drink over there. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Okay.
Great to be back. So glad it's Friday. It's the weekend, and it's beautiful out today.
Yeah. That's good. I hope. Of course, we got the whole springtime storm thing coming, so with tornadoes, and we'll have several weeks there where every night they'll have a storm warning out here and tornado watches and tornado warnings. Yeah, that's right. It is, isn't it?
Today is, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. That's right.
Huh.
Oh, good.
Could have fooled me.
So the equinox, so the Earth's we're completely flat right now, right? On our rotation.
Is that
completely horizontal? Yeah, in the spring and fall equinox.
Means the northern hemisphere is more or less flat to the sun, so you have equal night and day.
Yeah.
12 hours each.
Well, I just hope they'd stop with this damn time change.
Yeah.
Aren't they talking about that? Because I hate this crap. I mean, I like it this way. Whatever it is now, this is the way we ought to keep it.
Lyra likes it the other way. I think I like it the other way.
And that's the problem. Everybody agrees that we ought to leave it, but nobody knows which one, right?
Yeah. If they just leave it, I don't care which one, really.
One or the other, I guess. I don't either. Okay.
I think the natural time is the other way, the way they have it in the winter. I think that this is daylight savings time. This is where they shift it so you get extra daylight. But
I'm still really unclear on who invented that, because we were always told that this was a farm thing, and then I've heard, well, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was to save energy during the 70s gas crisis. And then I heard, well, no. This came during World War II.
I think it had aliens.
I looked it up one time, but I forget what it said. What they said now, it was.
I bet it's an amalgam of all of the above.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody had an idea.
Yeah.
Said, let's just mess with people.
Well,
originally, some states are just like, nope, I'm not doing it. And then you go into that state and you got to turn your clock back.
Yeah.
Well, Afghanistan, they have the half hour.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's which I don't understand that.
There was another one. What was it that was? They were like 5 or 10 minutes off or something. I forget what country that was. But originally, the time zone started by the railroads, so they could keep their schedules consistent. Because there was so much confusion around. There was like 30 different time zones, 30 different settings across the country, and they came up with the time zones to keep their schedules consistent. Once they linked the east to the west coast, then that became a huge issue. So they had to come up with a system to where everybody knew what time it was in each area. So
hey, the railroad.
That's probably apocryphal, but the story is that Einstein had the original idea for relativity by riding on the trains in Switzerland.
Yeah, I read that.
For that very reason, because the clocks you'd go to a different city and the clocks would be different. And you realize that there was no central time. It was always, everything was always relative to the area you were in. So that gave him the idea.
That one movie that they had about him, I can't remember, it might have been on PBS or something, but they had him, he was riding on the train with his girlfriend, and they were debating what would happen if they were going the speed of light and they held a mirror out in front of them. Would they be able to see their reflection in the mirror? Yeah. Well, who goes out on a date and talks about stuff like that, you know?
Well, that'd be an interesting date, I'd have to say. I think I'd like that.
That's pretty interesting conversation, though. Yeah. I've often thought about that. Okay, if you're going the speed of light, would you be able to see your reflection in the mirror? I guess the mirror would be going the same speed, so maybe you would. I don't know.
No, you wouldn't know, because light doesn't work that way.
Right.
That was the whole point of the theory.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, light isn't a thing that you can just add your speed to it.
Yeah.
You can do that with other stuff, but not with light.
Yeah. That's too deep. That's for another podcast, isn't it? Okay. Okay, I see Carla's here. Hi, Carla. Thanks for joining us. And Metmez.
Yes. Well, welcome back to Center Bray.
Yes.
It's quiet here and almost everything is back to normal. And we are currently hosting the Hot Labs. Today is their last day. And here on Center Bray, you can really feel Hakiria's absence. Everything is quieter than usual. The last message from her was on January 9, which means we have had no word from her for 11 weeks. So it's a time of anxious waiting and hoping. We must realize that without Hakiria, there would be no Center Bray Sud. We came up with the idea together, and Paul supported us a lot. But the concrete planning and design are Hakiria's work. I built the buildings and helped design the waterfront and grounds, and I construct everything that can't be bought, and I manage the rents and handle communications. But Hakiria kept contact to all the people here, to all the visitors and others outside of Center Bray. She kept track of everything and developed the ideas, and we discussed them. So the heart and the soul of Center Bray Sud is Hakiria. It's quite possible, and I hope that Hakiria is watching us now or will watch the podcast on YouTube later. So I'd like to take this opportunity to send Hakiria a personal and direct greeting now, if you agree.
Yeah, sure. Yes, please do.
Okay. Eh bien, bonjour Haki. Comment vas-tu? Nous pensons tous à toi et t'envoyons nos salutations les plus chaleureuses. Ce n'est pas facile de s'en sortir sans toi et tu nous manques beaucoup. Au nom de tous, je te souhaite un bon rétablissement et un retour durable à la santé. Nous pensons à toi et espérons te revoir bientôt. Puis prends bien soin de toi et tiens bon courage. Voilà. Well, this is the short message of me.
Okay, thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
I hope she hears it, and hope she returns soon. We all miss her. And she's a great lady. Okay, thank you, Matt Mass. That was very, very nice. Okay, I'll get my camera fixed here while we're showing some videos. I hate to do it and take up the screen time to adjust my controller, but I'm having to jerk the camera around a little bit, and I do apologize. But we do thank you guys again for joining us here. And Kyle, you did. We'll have to talk here. You wanted to talk about Gin Sill, the new gym over there. Boxing center. We'll put that in here too as well today. So,
alrighty.
Is everything set up over there?
I do believe we're still working on it, but the basics are set up.
Well, I was thinking maybe when we get done here, we could just teleport over there and take a look at it to close out the show.
Heck yeah.
If you want to, so yeah, that'll work then. So since we didn't really have time to make a video or take pictures to present here. So, yeah, so let's plan on doing that then. So let's get started here with the presentations, and I kind of threw something together here now, and I debated whether to show it, and I'm going to go ahead and show it. I've been messing around creating some music on AI mostly for our fun thing that we do with Billy Bob's band, and I created one tune that some people have asked me for, and they liked it. And it's about flying in Second Life, or about flying in general, not necessarily in Second Life. And so I messed around a little bit with AI video production as well. And you can't have them produce the whole video. I haven't found a site that will do that. They're probably out there, but it's probably costs quite a bit too. But so like there's a site called Runway, and you can like put a picture on there and then ask it to animate it and things like that. So that's what I did, and then I included them in this music video. But the music in the video was created by AI. I asked Chat. I told Chat GPT what I wanted as far as the lyrics and the concept of the song, and it created the lyrics. And then I put those in a program called Music Hero AI, and it created the song. So it's supposed to be kind of classic rock, but it sounds more country. But then I just took a bunch of the video clips that I had around here on my computer and just cut them and pasted them in. Like I said, I just did it this morning, so it's not real polished or anything, but I just wanted to share it with you. It is kind of cool. And AW's in the video, and Metmez is to flying, and Kyle probably is too with the anemone wing walkers, although you might not be able to tell which ones they are. So and I'll point out a couple things as the video runs here. So let's go ahead with that right now.
Hangar door rolling up at dawn. Coffee strong in the night near gone. Grease on my hands, boots on concrete. Heart starts racing when the prop kicks beat. Wind's got secrets, it wants to tell. Runway lights like a wishing well. Every takeoff's a leap of faith. Every landing.
Okay, I'm going to pause that one right there. I took a picture that I had that Cammie actually took of the wing walkers and put that in the program and asked it to create a video. Now, you're going to see several problems with this. If you look real close, you're going to see there's no pilot in the plane there in the front, but it's kind of a cool animation. This was just a still shot, and it made it an animated shot. So I'll go ahead and start it again.
Must be one of those autopilots.
Yeah, that's what was auto. And now there's a wings on the wing walkers, and I don't believe that the wing walkers had a Flo sees this. She's probably going to shoot me, but it looks kind of cool with the takeoff anyway. And notice the wing walker on top. It looks like the pole is impaling her, but it's still kind of a cool effect there. And this shot right here is pretty awesome. I like this one. And there goes AW on the Grid Flight Challenge. Crop fields look like a patchwork quilt. Every road like a line. This is the Hawks at SL19B with the steampunk theme. Team Phoenix the first year at Fly for Life. It's just a practice session. It's not during the air show. Blue Angels at the same event. I think this is one of their practice sessions. Here's wing walkers practicing. The Hawks with their Thunderbird livery. The roulettes, this was Jenny Tricazza before she passed. Here's AW in our first podcast that we did at Ginsell. Firing engines off there. French Air Patrol of Second Life. AW coming in for landing on finishing up the flight challenge. Here's Metmez. Aero Bats, Blue Angels team, and the Blue Angels. The AI created that. Okay, I'll wait here a second for it to end there. Okay, so if I'd had more time, I could have ran those clips back through and corrected the errors in them, but I kind of left them in there just to show people what it was like. So, again, I have no musical ability or anything, so that was music was completely created by AI, and the lyrics and the music. So
wow.
The animation stuff is pretty cool, and of course you can put real people in them and everything like that, and it's
what was
a lot.
that website?
Which one for the music?
Oh, there's two different ones. One
yeah,
for
the
video. One for,
yeah, the music is Music Hero AI, and the video is Runway, called Runway.
What was the one, Banana something other? That's supposed to be pretty good. I don't know.
Banana. I don't know. There's a ton of them out there, and of course,
yeah,
it'll be like everything else. It'll whittle down after a while. So, some of them will go out of business and merge and whatever else. But
it's pretty amazing because I don't know. I use Grok all the time, And it'll save your conversations. So like I fed in all my medical information.
Right.
So it has all of my blood tests and everything else, and it talks to me. I mean, it does so much better than a doctor could do.
Right.
Because it knows everything, and it, you know, I mean, it doesn't remember. It doesn't have it. It's like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Because I just copied and pasted all my blood work, and amazing. Just amazing how it can, and then you go back to put in more information. So basically, it's got your complete medical history, but I'm sure you can do that with everything.
Yeah.
It's really something. I mean, I'd hate to be in some professions right now. I'm glad I'm retired.
Yeah, some of them. I know I've had some conversations with my son. He's a database programmer, and you know, they use it in their job to test their programs. They're not letting it write their programs yet, but it probably could. But you know, there's
looking for mistakes and optimization. And,
he writes programs. It's like apps for phones and business things for websites where people buy stuff and things like that. And so they have to run it through real simulations, like, you know, people are really using it, and then test it over a time, you know, with all possibility of things that could happen with it to make sure that. So it's pretty crazy.
What if it comes in and just says something like, "You're all gonna die"? Oh my goodness!
I took the. I asked Chat GPT to write a song about itself, and it's kind of It's kind of creepy. I'll share that link. It's kind of creepy, man. Really.
Is it?
When it wrote, yeah. But I mean,
song you had that I guess I haven't played with it enough, but that's pretty amazing. That's a really good song.
Yeah, sounds good.
I mean,
I'm sure, like real musicians are like horrified.
I would imagine.
Appalled, you know, and I apologize to anybody. No.
Nobody's taking my job. They can't make an AI that can play trombone.
No, and
you know
the AI music, you can tell it just doesn't have the heart in it or whatever.
Oh yeah.
My wife's. I got my doors closed, and my wife's sticking a note through the door for me to read on a piece of paper. She tell me something. Okay, so let's go on here. Metmez, you're up, bud.
Yeah. Well, it's time for a new video. The last video was a walk around, and today it is a new video about a very interesting airport. It's a video is a feature on Gateway International Airport. And I have to say it's an extraordinary airfield. The owner, Lethra, would have loved to join us today, but as is often the case, our schedules and those of the airfield owners don't align. That's a shame, because Lethra has built 3 remarkable airfields on Zanzibar. I've already introduced the Chamonix City airfield in a previous podcast, you remember maybe. Lethra is also present at many other airfields with her airline, LethJet. She also runs a flight school. And since we weren't able to do an interview, she answered my questions in writing first, and then today, we got it for making an interview live. I've made a second video about that. Well, I'm ready, as I've said all of the stuff. So, Luke, I beg you to start the video. Gateway is located on the southern edge of Sanzara and connects Second Life's oldest continent with the new world of Belisaria. It encompasses the two Sims, Megan and Axel, as well as parts of the northern Sims Black and Cochrane. Lethra, the owner of Gateway, was able to take over the former Wolf Spirit Airport at this exact location and establish today's Gateway Airport here. Gateway is far more than just an airport. Beneath the runways lies a second world, a network of roads, tunnels, railways and elevators. It also includes technical facilities that support the entire complex. Down here, there is also a port, logistics areas and access roads through which vehicles and goods reach the airport. There are various ways to get here. Let's try them out. The small port of the southern end of Axel serves as an initial transshipment point for all kinds of goods delivered by ship. A comfortable elevator takes them on the long journey upward. Let's try this first route to get to the top. We arrive at the first GTFO hub. Via a road connection to Linton Road, the goods can be loaded onto appropriate trucks. For air freight, however, there is another option. This gigantic elevator is likely one of a kind in Second Life. Any truck, plane or boats fits here. This place is surely every hardcore GTFO player's dream. Up here, the cargo planes are waiting, and we're up here now too, but of course that's not the right way for regular passengers. So let's try a second route. With our small luggage, we take the passenger elevator. Inside the mountain, the long corridors you'd find at any airport await us. And the escalators are part of that too. However, they don't take us directly to our destination, but to the small train. It's a very modern magnetic levitation train with a linear motor. There are 3 lines connecting different destinations. You can also take it directly from Linton Road to here.
This is a Green Line local loop train. The next stop is...
We are approaching our destination. This is where the world of an airport begins. We know from real life. We simply follow the signs that ultimately lead us to the gates. We have cleared customs, soon we'll be up there. The spacious hall is teeming with life. People are inside and planes are waiting outside. Let's take a moment to soak in the atmosphere with the transparent ceiling and the light. A sense of large, modern airport washes over us. There's more to do here than just wait, chat, and grab a bite to eat. If you have to wait too long, you can even sleep here. There are 16 gates, and all of them can accommodate a D300, a Learjet, or similar aircraft, and 5 of them are ready for an MA757, which is very large. There is a third way to get from below. The airport is optimally connected and linked to Linden Labs road network, the Linden roads. So the car is our next mode of transport. The road network inside Gateway is very complex. But if you don't have to catch your flight on time, it's great fun to cruise around the mountain on a motorcycle or in a car. And just like that, we are back at check-in. The aircraft of various airlines transport passengers to a wide variety of destinations in Second Life. Gateway has 2 runways that can, in principle, be approached from either side. The runways are located on different sims. This has the advantage that Gateway can still be accessed even if the southern sims, Rhodium and Iridium, are temporarily closed to air traffic due to an event. The markings for the taxiways and runways comply with aviation standards. The runways are equipped with a PAPI, a Precision Approach Path Indicator. This consists of 4 special lights on each side of the runway threshold. They help pilots maintain the correct landing angle, usually 3 degrees, during the final approach. The runways at Gateway also have 2 color runway lighting at each threshold. Pilots are advised to align the glide path with the white lights rather than the red ones when landing. Gateway isn't just an airport, it's an entire system, a functioning world. Gateway is used by many people in Second Life, not just pilots. It's perfect for role-playing, traveling, exploring and having fun. Gateway is a striking example of what can be achieved with careful planning and execution combined with the wealth of expertise. Every visit here is a blast, and that goes for every single time.
Very well done, Metmaz. Very well done.
Bravo, bravo.
Thank you.
That's quite a complex facility there, isn't it? Man. There's a lot to it.
And as I have said, it's not the only one in Second Life. There is the other one, Chamonix City. It's a little bit different from this one. It's a second airport of Lethra. And there is a third one in the north of Senzara. It's worth to visit these airports too. And I have had the honor to talk today a lot with Lethra, and the days before, as I have made the video, we have discussed a lot of things about making airports and flying in Second Life. And I have success to make a short video about an interview. We have success today, finished it. And I beg Luke to show us the second video too.
Okay, here we go.
We are here in the main building of Gateway International Airport. I am here as a guest of Lethra, the airport's owner. Lethra agreed to tell me more about the airport in an interview after I filmed a video report for the SL Aviation Podcast. Thank you for having me here and for your readiness to answer my questions. Gateway is an exceptionally elaborate airport. Where did you get the experience and knowledge to build an airport like this?
First of all, I apologize for the obviously fake voice. I'm not catfishing anybody. I just tried recording this multiple times from my real-life office and it came out like absolute shit, as Metmes can attest. My real voice is sort of like this, but with a Brooklyn accent. I sound kind of like a lesbian gangster from a Bugs Bunny cartoon. Anyway, the gateway would not be nearly as complex without my friends Edo Dem, Air Zell, and baby doll Suki, whom I call Dolly. Dolly has a number of parcels in the area, and when I first bought the land, she just randomly showed up and built almost all of the roads. It was amazing. I did not have a lot of building experience at the time, and the most fun and interesting roads like from the Linden Road all the way down to the harbor would have been completely impossible without her. She also did the mountains and cliffs that the airport sits on, which has become a major feature of the whole thing. Edo has a ton of experience and an uncanny ability to take some random idea of mine and go,
"Okay, I will do that now,"
and build it in a matter of hours. If you're at Gateway and thinking, wow, this is super logical, well-planned, and easy to navigate, it was probably built by Eto.
How do the surrounding tenants feel about the airport? Do they benefit from it, or do they feel disturbed by it?
Overall, we have great relationships with the neighbors. Dolly is one of our main neighbors, as is another friend of mine who owns that junkyard along the southern edge of Cochrane. Everyone thinks that's part of Gateway, but it's not. Anyway, they both fully support the airport because it drives traffic to their own land. We were able to clear out a lot of ban lines a few years ago by just offering to buy people's parcels. That was a smart move. Expensive, but smart. The land to the south is all owned by Linden Labs, and they rent it out for events a couple of times a year. We built a second runway so we can stay open even if one of those regions has an event in it. But 99.9% of the time, they're totally empty. The only trouble spots are 2 parcels with ban lines in central Cochrane. They're small, but they're in the worst possible spot if you're trying to land in Megan from the north. Those have been there since I bought the land, and they've never responded to my offers to buy them out. But very few people try to fly through that area anyway, so it really doesn't affect us.
When flying on the mainland, you have to be prepared for anything, especially ban lines over properties. What has been your experience with this? What assistance can you offer pilots who want to fly from Gateway to one of the other airfields you own, Chamonix City and Sierra Gulf?
I have been waiting for someone to ask me this question for years. Here's my advice. First, be zen about it. Just accept that sometimes it will happen no matter how hard you try to avoid them, just like crashing on a sim crossing. When you do hit one, remember where it is so you can avoid it next time. Second, plan your route in advance. In some parts of the mainland, you can kind of fly around aimlessly and know you'll be in orb-free regions the whole time. That's not the case here, so it's worth your time to look at the map and talk to other pilots who are familiar with the area before you go, especially if you're taking passengers. If you want recommendations on how to do that easily, send me a note card. Third, when you do plan your route, take advantage of as much protected land as possible. Roads, rivers, all water sims, and other public airports are a safe bet. Another good option is abandoned land. No landowners means no orbs, so look for regions that are completely empty or nearly empty on the world map. In my experience, the riskiest regions are the ones with a bunch of small parcels, especially if they're near water. If you want to get to one of my airports specifically, I made a tutorial video on YouTube about flying from Gateway to Chamonix, as that seems to be the most challenging. I updated if there are major changes to the route, so if you watch the video you can get to Chamonix with no problem. Flying in there is super fun. So is spending money.
What impact do the new continents being established by Linden Lab in the south have on Gateway?
I love it. When we first opened, you had to fly over at least 20 landlocked regions. most of which looked exactly the same to get from Gateway to the Blake Sea area. That, of course, increased the risk of security orbs, even though orbs are theoretically subject to certain restrictions in Belisaria. And unless you had some kind of navigation device, which most pilots don't, intercontinental flights were quite difficult. But the more land they build that's actually safe for vehicles, the more people come down here, and the more traffic we get. I've definitely noticed an uptick over the past 2 years or so.
You can be found not only at your own airfields, but also at others where you have rented a parking spot or a hangar, such as at St. Aubrey. You also run your own airline and a flight school. Where does your deep interest in flying in Second Life come from?
I have some real-life aviation experience, but for various reasons I haven't been able to do much flying in the past 10 years or so. I joined Second Life for the kinky stuff, not gonna lie, and I didn't know flying existed in SL until some guy tried to impress me by taking me up in his Concorde. He took off way too fast and we crashed on the second region crossing, which was a pretty good metaphor for everything about that guy. But I still got the bug, and I'm kind of a type A, so of course I had to be the best pilot with the best airports and best airline and the funniest self-effacing podcast jokes in Second Life.
What is your personal passion at Gateway?
My passion at Gateway and all of my airports is making them stand out from the crowd and finding that perfect balance of realism and SL friendliness that makes you feel like you're actually doing what you're role-playing. I want people to feel like they're actually traveling somewhere unique and beautiful when they come to my places, and frankly, I hope that it inspires other builders to try to outdo me. That makes SL Aviation a more immersive and entertaining experience for everyone.
Okay, that was it. Thank you very much for your readiness for giving me this interview.
Very good.
That was it.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you.
So
I think it was worth to film these two airports, Chamonix City and Gateway 2, and it's really an inspiration for all pilots and for all airfield and airport builders.
Yeah. So I wonder, she said Dolly built the roads and stuff, and that's the person that owns or is part of Angels Airports, right? I think. And I've worked with her quite a bit. You know, she's quite a builder. And I wondered who built the big elevator. I wonder if Dolly did that. Or
I don't know,
yeah.
It's just a click to look at this. I don't know that.
Yeah, that was quite a that's quite a machine there for sure. But very good job on that, Mez, and I thank you for taking the time. I know how time-consuming these projects are, and I really appreciate you taking the time to do that, because you know, it's good to document this. That's my purpose for doing all the videos that I've done, is to document the aviation community in Second Life, because it changes, things come and go, and you know, we're going to look back, maybe if we live long enough, we're going to look back and say, hey, you mean we really used to do that? Somebody will sometime in history, probably. So,
by the way, I've got two YouTube links of Lethra. She had made 2 videos to show how to fly between Gateway and Chamonix City. First, it's a very interesting region with snow mountains, for example, and things like that. And second, there are some van lines and some orbs, and Lethra explains in these videos how to avoid them. And I propose to add these links to my video in YouTube, if possible.
Okay, sure. Yeah, we'll put those in there for sure when we get this posted. So,
Okay.
Very good. Anything else, Met Mess?
That's all. Thank you.
Okay.
That's all.
Thank you for the excellent report. We're going to swing around here now to our resident builder from Alpha and Omega Designs, AW, and it's all yours, AW.
I think we did that very route as one of the legs on the challenge. Is that right? We go from Gateway to Chamonix, or go
no,
past there?
I think we go past there. Yeah. We don't land at Chamonix, but we go up that way, around that way.
Yeah, that's what I thought. We go up that way, and then you kind of hook around and you go down to the coastline.
Yeah, we go down to Abbott's from there. Yeah.
Anyway, what I've got for you is it's a continuation of things that we've had in the past, where I've talked a little bit about just basic survival strategies for vehicle use. So, a lot of people do the grid drives from Drivers of Second Life, and if you're a member, or if you've done them before, as you know, they often involve more than just road vehicles. So we're going to talk just a little bit about setting things up for 3 different types of vehicle. That would be the road, the airplane, and the boat. So without further ado, I will now take up some more of your time with the video.
Here we go.
First thing to check is Resource Monitor. So if you don't have Resource Monitor, you go here and search for Resource Monitor. And just open one of them. So you can see I've got a few things running that have network activity. That you can choose whatever you like here. And I'm choosing network activity because I want that to be absolutely minimized. Firestorm, of course, we're using that, so that's intentional. SL plugin is also part of Firestorm. This one here, there seem to be a lot of background processes that are using this. I have ended it several times and it starts up again. So at a later time, I might actually try to find out which widget is using that, because that might be causing some bandwidth issues that might cause bad sim crossings. Anyway, the other things that you want to disable would be Chrome, which will definitely cause issues. So I've shut Chrome off, and also Discord. Discord has a tendency to be very network intensive, even when it's in the background. It seems to want to always download stuff. So don't let it do that. So just shut down the process. The way you do that is, if it's running, you need to look in this little menu here, right click it, and just get rid of it. There it is. See? It's running in the background. So we're just going to quit it. So Discord is now quit. And let's just see if there's any other things running in the background. This is my screen recorder, Gyazo. Probably some of these things might be using a little bit of bandwidth, but I'm going to leave them on. Alright, so we don't need Resource Monitor anymore. The next thing is to open up the preferences. Now you don't have to do this every time, but we're going to just make sure that you have the following presets in your graphics. You want one for driving a car, you want one for flying a plane, and you want one for a boat. And here's what I'm using. So for everyone it's going to be a little different, but for driving a car, I have it set to kind of not that high, just regular high. Draw distance of 96. LOD of 3. If I go on to rendering, FPS is actually set to limit. So 122 I think is plenty. Also, this is very important, restrict maximum texture resolution, 1024. Glow, set that to 1. Also the rest of these, you can kind of set how you like. Now, if I go to plane, it is the same. It's exactly the same, except 296 meters draw distance. And if I go to boat, it's exactly the same, 224 meters draw distance. So all I did was set these up and then click save, put the name in, and then save it. And so now I have 3 usable graphic presets for boat, plane, and for driving a car. So right now we're going to set it for driving. And then the next thing we're going to do is go to Preferences, Network and Files, Directories, Clear Cache. And then we kill Firestorm. And you wait for it to just do its thing. We start it up again. And it'll take a little time. Yep. The bigger the cache was, the longer it takes to clear. Because it's, in my case, 10 gigs. 10 gigs, I think, is a pretty good amount. I wouldn't go any bigger, because the bigger they are, the slower they get once they fill up. So I used to go 2.5 gigs, and that was fine until PBR. So with PBR and having a small cache, it just, you were just getting untextured stuff all the time. So I'm still changing it, because they keep changing stuff every time there's a new version. I got to deal with that, so I'm trying to keep up. Right now it's 7.2.3.8 Firestorm. So we're going to try to do the best we can to get a fast and smooth grid drive. When you come in after your cache clear, at first it's going to be choppy, but it doesn't take too long to start working again. You'll notice it's choppy, and you've also got like orange avatars. You also might want to make sure that your avatar is okay. So that's the other thing, is your avatar should be a simple one, very few scripts, and the main reason for that is see, I got 74K. Main reason for that is once you add the HUD, nav HUD, you put this on.
Click on the nav HUD circle to see the full set of command options.
It's much bigger. Now it's 3,000, so it vastly increases. Now I think the command to disable it is volume. Now it doesn't make sound, so I don't want to listen to all that sound. Okay, so let's go do the drive. So I try to keep my map big enough that I can actually kind of see, because sometimes you need it. Especially if you have a big car. If you go over a hill, it's over the crest of a hill, you won't be able to see over the hood. And then I just look on the map, just see what's going on. this is why I like to have a boat preset. So this is fine. As we can see, it's still quite visible, but it's not that great. So now when I switch to boat, it's just about right. The FPS will go down, but hopefully not so much that it will adversely affect us. Now you can actually kind of see a little bit more. You need a little more draw distance. So it's basically the same as we were before, except about 220 on the draw distance. When you follow these arrows, if you like me, you probably will react to them rather quickly as they turn, but that can be a trap because the arrows are not always turning at the right time. So sometimes they indicate really well which way to go, and then sometimes you're actually better off just using your eyeball. So right now, my assumption is, by eyeball, that we're going to go through this large archway. And the arrow kind of helps, but you got to use your eyeball. Like right here, you don't want to turn until you get past the buoy. Oh, I remember this part. Yep. Yeah, so what happens here is it looks like there's nothing in the way, but there actually is a bad physics shape here. You can see that they put in something like this, thinking that it would help, but what it does is it makes your car just go straight off the road. So I didn't get over it the first time, didn't get over it this time. So yeah, you got this is in duck. You got to avoid that. Extra credit for anyone who can identify what that airport was, by the way. So this is the point where I use plane, which is pretty much the same again, except this is just about 300 meter draw distance. So the other thing is, it says to go 250. I like to keep it around 300 meters altitude. I think that's a little safer. Let's get the gear down, flaps down, and I'm going to put my landing lights on. Slow things up a little bit. With this plane, you got to be slow before it pop you in the VTOL mode. Just about there now. All right, now this is an interesting area. I've got about 10 FPS now in plane, my plane setting. So if I go to driving, that should improve things a little bit. Yeah, improves the FPS a lot. So there are quite a few extra textures here. It's a little bit beyond what anyone's viewer can handle. So you got to be careful in this area. And this is not an actual airport, but having been here before, I know what to expect. So you just go this far and it just teleports you out, and that's it for this drive. So, and then it takes you to the end, and this is it. You're done with your drive. So let's just see what the totals are. 64 miles we went. 231 regions. I think that's pretty nice. All right, I'm not going to do laps. I did laps before, so I'll see you all next time. So did anybody figure out what that airport was I left from?
It looked like Chamonix, but it was not Chamonix.
Oh, it was Gateway. It was the one that you covered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
So
good.
that drive. Now, if you use those techniques, you could have a good day like I did the first time I did it, where there's no crashes, no bad sim cross. I did the whole thing in about 1 hour 20, 64 miles, 233 regions in an hour 20. So that ain't bad. And then the second one was a terrible performance. I had to stop and clear cache twice, but otherwise, no real crashes. So, this is always going to be a moving target for everyone. And I made a lot of sacrifices in terms of avatar complexity and things like that, but they keep making the viewer a little bit less vehicle friendly over the last few iterations of the viewer. So you do have to be on top of things. But if you follow some of those directions, I think you'll have an easier time of it.
Cool.
Yeah. It was great. Looked like a good, smooth grid drive. And
Hey, when you were looking at the road with that invisible phantom deal there, what I've noticed every once in a while, and you see it at other airports, but when I take off on the runway, sometimes there'll be like there's a bump in the road. And what I've found is when I'll go ahead and whatever's in front of me. I mean, there's nothing there. I'll go and look and see, and there's nothing there. So I'll go ahead and make it phantom and then, or unphantom and then phantom. And it seems to take that out of there. Does that make any sense, or am I just imagining things?
Makes sense. So you got server and client. The client is a viewer, the server is where everything comes from, and the server farm they have at Amazon for this for Second Life. And since everything is served by it, you going through enormous amounts of information every time you log in. And if you're a driver or if you're a flyer, then it's going to be 10, 20, 100 times what people usually get, because you're constantly going to new places. And all that information is always streaming in, so they can't stream at all. So the viewer has to interpolate. That means the server really only updates things when it needs to. And if you didn't see the viewer interpolation, what you would see is very choppy motion. And also the physics state of things doesn't get updated as often as you might think. So a lot of times the viewer just has a cache of it. And when you made that change, it also told the server to force an update. And that's why it's not at all surprising to hear that.
Huh. And so would that, like, say there's two people going down the same runway. If I do that, since I own the thing, and I make it phantom and then, or unphantom and then phantom, will they notice that too? If they
might.
Okay. Yeah, because there's nothing. I mean, I've had where somebody has put a microscopic something there just to screw with things, just a little teeny tiny cube. And
that's why you need auto return.
Well, yeah, that takes care, and I do. I run that, I think 2 hours or 3 hours. I can't remember what I got it set at, but unless you're a renter. But this guy was a renter, and until I banned him, I found out who it was, and they had left a little friendly.
You could probably rig something. If that was a typical thing that happened, you could rig something that would find stuff with the cast ray and then let you know that it was there.
Well, I mean, that's rare that happens, but it is every once in a while. And I'll notice it at other airports sometimes. It'll be like you're going down the center line, taking off, and there'll be just a bump, and it'll bump you. And
yeah, my guess is that it's just the joint between two prims that make up the runway.
But it did last time I went through it. I made it phantom and then an unphantom, you know what I mean, and it took it out.
Yeah, if you got phantom, like if you have a prim that's like if your runway line isn't just painted but it's actually a prim.
Right, I've got like a prim for the numbers, and then I've got a prim
that would actually
down.
have a physics shape, unless you made it phantom.
Oh, I did. It is all phantom.
The server sometimes doesn't really get the update,
Yeah. So I'm thinking that, I mean, it seemed to help, and that's the first time that's ever, like I'll go Control Alt, what is that, T, so you can see stuff.
Yeah, you can see invisible stuff.
Yeah.
That's not what I was using in the video. I was using view physics shapes. So.
That's even gives you a better view of it?
Well, it depends. If you're looking for something that might be impacting your vehicle, then viewing a physics shape might illuminate it more, because the physics shape might not be the same as the visual shape.
Good to know. All right.
Interesting. Okay, you got something else for us to see, AW, before we go?
Well, I gave it to you before. It's just, we've been showing you a lot of the projects that I have been doing. And the latest one I've been looking all over for a model for this. I couldn't find one, so I'm making it myself. This is, I don't know when this is going to be a fully completed project, but there is nothing like this in Second Life that I've seen so far. So this is going to be the Sonata, and I'm building it now. So it's a 53-foot 1939 motor yacht, and it's going to basically be just what you expect out of a 1939 motor yacht. It'll be nice and slow and very, very stylish. There'll be lots of wood.
Yeah.
Lots of places to walk and sit and interact.
Cool. That's
Looks
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
Like it.
Very good. Very good.
And when will it appear here? Are you?
Well, it's not in Second
this,
Life yet.
Yeah.
Probably not too far off, but then that doesn't mean that it's anywhere near complete because they got to do physics shapes. We had talked about physics shape. You know, making a physics shape for a thing that you have to go inside of is pretty complicated, especially when it has to be a vehicle, and so you don't want the land impact to go up real high. And then I got to script it and make it work. So I don't know. I'd say it's maybe a month away, possibly less.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Great job, everyone. Kyle, I need to apologize. I'm going to have to cut out. I can't do the tour over there. I've had some company come in here in real life, so
No worries.
they're wanting to take me out for dinner. Actually, my birthday was yesterday, so they've come over to get me to take me out for my birthday. So anyway, we'll catch that the next time, next go around.
Happy birthday,
We'll
Luke.
have it. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care.
I'm 39, so I've been 39 for several years now. So
Oh, you're like Jack Benny.
yeah. So anyway, any last words, AW?
Not really. I wanted to point out, if you didn't know already, that they're going to have shops in Bella Syria now.
Yeah.
We just had this massive giveaway, and so there's a whole bunch of shops that are going to be there in Bella Syria. There'll be like entire shopping districts there.
Lyndon's actually gave away the parcels for those, huh?
Yeah, they gave them.
Wow.
You just had to go and run and grab one. Yep.
Well, they ought to, as much money as they're making off of us for region rental. For sure. Bull, anything you want to add?
No, things are great.
Okay. Awesome. Kyle?
I would say just it's been a great show. It's great to be back, and I wish everybody a great weekend.
Okay.
Oh, you were asking, is it a Phantom? It wasn't a Phantom. It's a Harrier. Was that plane?
It was the tail that kind of got me confused.
Yeah. And you can stop by Gensil and check out the boxing facility that we have over there now that they're putting in. And like I said, we'll do a review of that here in the next podcast. And if Kyle's around, I'm sure he'll give you the grand tour. Wow.
Gladly.
You got it. Are you boxing tomorrow?
I am not. My next fight is on the 4th.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. You told me that. That's right. Okay. Yeah, Fly for Life opens that day too. So, yeah, we'll be talking more about that next time. So, Metmez, last but not least.
Yes, it was a quite interesting podcast too. And I have to say, I've never used such a lot of time to prepare a video as it was for Gateway now. But for me, it was another kind of video too. A lot of time. It was more than the 10 minutes as usual. And I hope I can proceed in this way for further videos too. Next video, maybe, I hope, we can do with Hollywood, but we still are waiting for the invitation of the new owners.
Okay.
Paul and me, we have started to make the video together about Hollywood, but now we wait.
Okay.
That's all. And I'm looking forward to the next podcast.
All right. Yeah, me too. So, okay, guys. Again, great job today, and thank you all. And as always, we'll see you all next time.
See you next time.
See you all.